Hey, so I don't know if you've noticed, but Instagram has really abandoned its roots of sharing photo-based posts with your followers. It's evolved to, it sucks. It doesn't suck, it sucks. Okay, it sucks. They've gone on to really prioritize short-form content, and yeah, if you want to be a worse TikTok, you do you, but I don't know why you wouldn't just be you. So what alternative does a creative have? And I'd propose the Foto app. It's a really good app, and funny enough, I actually found it through another Meta app, Threads. I saw the team posting on there about it and was able to jump in right at the beginning of the public release and have been using it since then. And public release is maybe a bit of a stretch. They're not even at their 1.0 update yet. They're missing some pretty key features, like you can't use it on a browser yet, and you can't really search people by their name. You have to have their at. That being said, there's some really solid bones here. I have deeply enjoyed posting on this app, viewing the art on display, interacting with people. It's just been a great experience, and I'm gonna date myself a little bit, but I wasn't around for Flickr, and I'm really excited to be here for the journey of this app. The big selling points of this app is it is an ad-free, photo-focused platform with a chronological feed, and on top of that, you don't have to crop your photos. I know the app is called Foto, so it makes sense that 99% of the people on there are photographers. They do have some tags in there for other mediums like graphic designers, drawers, and stuff like that. I'd like to see a slightly bigger turnout from some of those other 2D artists. The chronological feed is so refreshing. I have almost completely forgotten what it's like since all the platforms have abandoned it years ago. And the reason it's better is because it's completely random. It's all happenstance, like walking into a bar and meeting new friends. It's not, the art doesn't need to conform or perform well on any sort of algorithm. It's just happenstance. I log in, yes. Sometimes the feed is stronger, sometimes the feed is weaker, but the art just has to be the art and I get to take it in for what it is. I think the random feed works significantly better than a curated feed as far as me just discovering cool art. The best way I could describe the Foto app to you is it's like a really good digital third space for photographers and creatives. I've been on there like a month and I have made friends. Like I comment on their photos, they comment on mine. I'm really excited to see what they do next, and I feel a lot of motivation to get more photos done so I can share them on there. I understand the importance of having a good space digitally for photographers and artists. I met my partner through a love of photography. It was on old Instagram and it was on a photography hashtag feed. I followed her, and 7 years later, we're going on adventures and we're taking photos and we're having a lovely time. It's awesome connecting people through a digital space all over the world over the thing they love most, which is photos. I've always been a huge proponent of photo books just because it's art for the sake of being art, trying to be the best art, not necessarily the best social media photo. And looking on this app, I tend to find a lot of art that inspires me the same way that flipping through an art book does. You know, these aren't always professional artists, but I find these to be very enthusiastic artists who are pouring a lot of detail into their work. You know, they're toiling away. And if you really slow down, there's no race on this. You're not trying to get to the bottom of your feed for anything. If you really slow down and look at the photos, there tends to be a lot of depth and a lot you can learn for your own photos as well. At the time of recording this, there's only 3 people working on this app, and you guys have something really cool on your hands, and I'm very excited to see how it grows. One of the best parts about being there for an app early is you get to see how it changes and evolves. And one thing I've really liked about the early release, and others have as well, is that right now you can only post 1 photo per post. And the benefit of that, in my opinion, is it really makes the photo stand on its own. You really get to sink your teeth into it. And it really just makes you think about the photo you're posting. There's tons of photos on my portfolio I haven't posted because I'm like, they're not that strong. That being said, they're about to change that. We're about to go to 5 photos per post, which I do actually think is good. Yes, I do think it's nice that the single photo had to stand on its own and it had its own impact, but curation and selecting photos for a larger story is also a skill that a photographer has to possess. And I think overall for the platform, it's gonna be a really good change, and I'm excited for that one. I think one of the funniest things is that even while I was writing the script and getting ready to record, I saw the developers post. There are some big downsides to the chronological feed, and they're trying to overcome them. And I think Foto just has a really big decision to make on whether or not they want to really stick to the chronological feed or if they want to make some way to resurface photos. It's difficult. You're not going to be able to make everyone happy. I think some of the biggest downsides with the chronological feed I've seen is that if someone's posting a ton, they can really dominate the feed. Like I'll see them like every 4th photo. And I don't assume the worst. I don't think they're trying to game the system. I think they just have huge portfolios, like thousands and thousands of photos, and they want to get it up on the app. And the other bad thing, not bad, it's just part of the app, is photos tend to be dead after like 12 hours or so. There's just a huge question that Foto needs to answer, and that is what kind of app do they want to be? And I think the best way to describe this is, shy of me getting a new follower and them going through my feed and liking the photos that they like, a post never really sees any action again. And I don't care about that. I don't need attention on my photos. It's that it makes a very specific dynamic around those posts. So if there's a photo I really like, I should probably reshare it every so often. And it's like, okay, how often is obnoxious and how often is acceptable? What, probably every couple months for my favorite photo. And then alternatively, it kind of makes the comment section a ghost town in the fact that I think comments really fall into two camps. Anecdotally for me, it tends to be a compliment and a thank you, and a question and an answer. There's no real discussion going on under these posts, and I think that's just because they have such a short lifespan. Alternatively, something like YouTube, I make a video, I post it, it gets a huge surge at the beginning, and then there will be, 10 to 50 views a day, not for the rest of time, but for an acceptable period of time. And because of that, I still get, comments on old videos that I'll go answer, or I see people interacting with each other on these old videos and there tends to be a discussion. So I think Foto just really needs to decide if they want you to post the same content, to keep that feed, that chronological feed going, or if they want to make some sort of way to resurface those posts so I'm not reposting the same photo every 2 months. I really hope this doesn't come across as insulting, but Foto, the best and worst part of it is that there's not really a point. What I mean is there's not a lot to gain, in the sense that you're not gonna go viral, you're not gonna become a world famous photographer on here, and it is possible, but you're probably not gonna land some huge commercial gig through this platform either. And I think without an exterior motive like that, it really keeps a lot of people away. They're like, I'm not gonna take the time if there's not some huge payoff. But because of that, the community that's on here is absolutely incredible because they're just passionate about sharing and viewing art. Like they just love photos and they love art, and it really makes for a great community. It absolutely blows my mind how many talented photographers I have found on this platform that just don't have a portfolio linked in their bio, like no website or anything. And like maybe they're just not sharing it, but I find that slightly hard to believe. They're so talented, and I'm so happy they now have a space to share their work. And it makes a lot of sense that Foto, their professional paid features, are going to really focus around giving these people professional portfolios to showcase their work. I hope there's enough of a user base there that needs those services to keep them afloat on that alone. I'd hate to see ads or like paid promotion of posts to be a big part of this platform. With all that said, I'm very excited about this platform and I really can't recommend it enough. It's a free app, it's free to join. If you love photography, if you love art, you really have no excuse not to jump on here and just see if you like it. I really think that this platform has legs. I think it's going to go a long way, and I really hope it does. I've really enjoyed the friends I've made on here. I've really enjoyed the content, and I've really enjoyed sharing my work. It's just all around been a really good experience. I hope the developers can iron some things out and make it a more full-fledged app, but it seriously has my full stamp of approval, and I plan to be posting on here for the foreseeable future. But that's it, guys. That's the video. Thank you so much for watching. In the bio will be like my link to my website if you want to join my monthly newsletter, see all the photos and videos I'm working on. That's it. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Cheers.